Okay, we have 3 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, about 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract or vanilla essence, whatever you can get your hands on, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of elderflower cordial, 2/3 cups of milk, and 1/3 cup of lemon juice, and 250 grams of unsalted butter, which has been softened. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the salt and the baking powder to the flour, and I'm just going to put that in, and we're just going to mix that together and just leave it aside. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cream the butter, and we're going to cream the lemon zest with it, and then slowly add the sugar until it is pale and fluffy. So that's what we're going to do. Mixing up all the flour with the salt and the baking powder and leaving it at one side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cream the butter with the lemon zest, 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. So this is how it looks after I have whipped, added in all the sugar. Okay, and now we're going to add the eggs. But before we add the eggs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 2/3 cups of milk. I'm going to put that in. Okay, and then I am going to add the vanilla extract into the milk. And I am going to add the cordial, the elderflower cordial, into the milk as well. Okay, I am not going to add the lemon juice yet, because when we put lemon juice into the milk, it will start to curdle and you'll get buttermilk. And I don't want to do that right now. You could do that. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but I'm choosing to keep it separate for now. So that's what I'm doing, keeping my liquid separate. Okay, you're supposed to add 1 egg at a time. Obviously, I'm doing this with one hand, so that did not go as planned. But please add 1 egg at a time, and then you're going to whip it and until it becomes all incorporated. And you're going to do that for a total of 4 eggs. So I have incorporated the eggs in, and I've whipped that. So now I'm going to add the lemon juice.
Lemon juice!
Yeah, and I'm going to put it all in, and then now we're going to whip it. Start slow, and then we'll go on medium speed. Yeah, so now we're going to add the flour.
Can I put the flour?
In 3 additions and then 2. So we're going to do one flour, 1 serving of the milk, 1 more flour, 1 more serving of the milk, and then end off with the 1/3 of the flours. Okay, so you have to subdivide that into 3 portions and subdivide this into 2 portions and add that slowly. Okay, and my kids are getting involved. Okay, you're gonna put 1 more flour, a little bit more flour. Okay, that's it. Enough. All right, so we're gonna start with slow. I'm gonna incorporate that. Okay, I've added all of the milk. Now I'm putting the last addition of flour. I would do this on low speed because you don't want to do it on high speed because you don't want to activate the gluten in the flour, which will make the cake very, very what?
Sticky.
Tough, very hard. So when we fold the flour into the batter, we got to fold it very gently, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
My turn.
Okay, as much as I... Okay, alright, hold on. Wait. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Oi. Child, look what you made me do. Great. Okay, I gotta go clean up a mess now. Holding it. So I've gotten, I'm using a spatula right now to stir, well, fold in.
Can I?
Okay, you can hold that. The remainder of the flour because I don't want to make it tough. There is quite a bit of flour in this, and I've been using my hand mixer.
And it's a bit wobbly like jelly.
Yes, but don't put this in your mouth, okay? You will get sick, and you know there's raw eggs in this and a lot of uncooked ingredients. Okay, so we're gonna divide this into three 8-inch pans. I don't have three 8-inch pans, so I'm doing it in three 7-inch pans.
Even though it's uncooked, it still smells good.
It still smells good? Okay, you can put this in your mouth when it's all cooked, okay? Alright, okay, so gonna subdivide it now. Okay, so we have it in 3 pans. What I did was I used a 1/2 cup measurements to just dish it out into 3 pans. I'm not gonna waste time weighing it out like some other people. I mean, I'm making the cakes for the family, not for business, so I think we've got to be a bit practical. Just eyeball it, and now we're going to put it in 170 degrees Celsius oven for about 30 minutes. Check it, and then if it's still not done, put it in for another 5 minutes or so, in 5-minute increments, and we'll see how it goes. My oven's not really working very well, so let's just hope for the best right now. Okay, so now we're going to make the buttercream. We're going to make the buttercream for the cake, to fill and ice the cake. So I have about 500 grams of butter here, 400 mils of condensed milk, and 1/2 cup of that lemon curd that we used yesterday. And this is a new recipe. I'm going to try it for the first time because usually what we do is we add tons and tons and tons and tons of icing sugar, which is tastes absolutely awful. So I'm trying this new recipe. It's supposedly a no grit recipe, and it uses less sugar because the condensed milk unbelievably actually has less sugar compared to using 1 kilo of icing sugar. So yeah, I'm gonna put all this together and just beat it, and let's see what the results are. We're gonna add the lemon curd, about 1/2 cup of it, and then we're gonna mix it. I'm not gonna waste that. I'm gonna let this little girl dig it out.
Where's the butter?
The butter's inside.
Oh.
Yeah? It's inside. Do you want to take a spoon and dish that out?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's going to help me with that. Okay, so the cakes are out of the oven, and as you can see, they look really nice. They smell great, and so we're going to let them cool for about 5 minutes in the tins, and then we're going to detin them. Take them out and completely come to room temperature. I think we may have to do the icing tomorrow, simply because it's just too warm, and then we're dealing with buttercream on top of that, and I don't want the buttercream to melt in this temperature right now. So I've added a little bit of gel coloring. I put yellow in the gel coloring, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this in the fridge. I want it to cool off. It's so hot in the kitchen right now. The buttercream is actually melting, which does not make an ideal situation for frosting a cake. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I've put cling film on it, and I'm gonna let it harden a little bit. It'll give time for the cakes to cool. And yeah, I think we may have to continue this tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. If I feel up to it, maybe I'll do it later tonight. I'm gonna attempt to frost my cake. This would be a good time to start praying for me, because the last time I did this was in January 2019. So I'm gonna do this again. I've got my basic tools. I've got this little brush, 2 offset spatulas, a ruler, a jagged ruler to give patterns to it. And yeah, so I've got a cake board, and I've got it on, what do you call this thing? I can't even remember what this is called. But yeah, so just gonna put this on, and yeah, so I'm not gonna show you the whole process because it's very difficult for me to film and frost at the same time. So I'm going to show you step by step what I'm doing. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, so this is my first layer. I have had to whip this up again because it hardened in the fridge.
What's this cake?
So, okay, so I'm gonna put the second layer on, and hopefully this works out. Okay, so this is layer 2. It's very rough right now, so I'm gonna fill in some gaps in between. I'm gonna put the top layer, and hopefully we get this right. Okay, so this is the rough crumb coating. It's a bit messy. I'm gonna clean it up, but I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a good 15-20 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out and put the final frosting on top. Okay, it's 12:45, and I am finally done with frosting the cake, and I'm gonna show it to you. It's sitting in the fridge. Okay, so that's my cake. It's sitting in the frosting is not great, but well, I think it's okay. We'll probably touch it up tomorrow. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow then. Bye guys. Hi guys, so this is the finished product. This is my lemon and elderflower cake with lemon curd buttercream, and I don't know. It's not a perfect icing or anything like that, but it's a lovely summery cake, and I quite like it. I think it looks pretty and uplifting. So hopefully you like the recipe. Okay, bye.